Hello, folks. We are back. Welcome to the Land Tamer stream. It's been a while, I know. Well, it has been a long while. I was doing some vlogging on YouTube, actually, at Cisco Live, but we're back here. We've returned from the hysteria and the um, amazement that was Cisco Live, and I'm going to be talking a lot about that. But, slowly settling back into reality, getting back to a routine of sorts and kind of unpacking everything that was Cisco Live. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a moment as part of a new limited vlog series. But this is a nebula here from the Hubble. There's an article that came out, and there's an image, of course, nasa.gov. Our wallpaper of the day is something cool to look at, and it's just, I'll have to get the name of the nebula here in a moment. The Lagoon Nebula. So beautiful stuff. Always watching things having to do with space flight and astronomy. But anyway, so what is this series about? Well, I was thinking about, I did some live streaming from Cisco Live, and I did talk a lot about the networking component, the human component, and all the people that I met, and the camaraderie and the personal networking that took place at Cisco Live. And I will talk about that some more. It's not like I'm not going to, but really I was thinking to myself, what would people be interested in? Why would they be interested in watching such a series? And the reason I bring it up now is because, one, it's still fresh in mind for me, everything that happened that was so great about Cisco Live. And I'm telling you, my career is not going to be the same. I'm a first-timer, right? And my career is not going to be the same, because it was that impactful and will be that impactful. But you may be on the fence, and you may be thinking, well, I hear a lot about Cisco Live. But you may be thinking, well, should I think about going in the future? And hopefully this series will help you to consider that. And the reason I bring it up now, as I said, it's fresh on mind. Plus, there is expense, there's planning, there's travel. So you don't really want to start thinking about Cisco Live next May or next June. I would start planning now. As a matter of fact, they've announced the dates. There's a link below in the Meet Chunks. It will be next year in San Diego, California. So, you might be thinking too, here's a thought, a reason why you might want to watch this series of vlogs. Okay, well, of course I will go if my employer pays for it. Well, what if they don't? It's very likely, in my case, that based on how scheduling works and with our team, that it's very likely I may not be sponsored next year to go by my employer. That could change. I don't know that for sure. But my plans certainly have changed on how I look at this event and its importance to my career and my job, and whether it is worth a personal investment. So that's what I hope that people can think about. And the other reason you might want to watch this series is because I'm going to be sharing things that I learned at Cisco Live. And if you're doing certification like I am in routing and switching, CCIE level or any level really, I plan to be sharing information about breakout sessions, the Cisco expert training labs that I had access to there, which is a big part, which was a very surprise part that I'm gonna mention. I attended a devnet session. There was an Ansible session, and a lot of what Cisco presented, they are going to make available to you. And I've been told that this year they want to be very aggressive with how quickly the on-demand sessions are made available. Are those worth your time? Are they any good? Well, I am going to review all the sessions that I attended, and I'm going to make a recommendation to you whether it might be worth your time or not. I'll tell you if I thought it was worth my time. I'll tell you the benefits or non-benefits, and then I'm going to share a lot of, again, a lot of these are links. For example, there were GitHub links shared with us during some of these sessions. There are labs out there that you can do to go along with related to EIGRP, OSPF, etc. So, if you needed to beef up on those and get ready for certification, there's now some new material out there that I'm going to share with you that I think, at least the majority of it, is very beneficial and would be helpful. So I'm going to share those resources with you that and tell you what I think about them, right? There are also some VIRL updates, of course. I did make sure to go over and meet with members of the VIRL team, of course, and I have some potential reveals about that. Maybe not so official, but unofficial reveals about upcoming things having to do with VIRL. These are all the subjects. I'll just go down the ones I haven't talked about yet. I'll talk about, of course, one of the big things for me was the written exam, and I did not pass. You probably already know that, but I failed like at a 754, I believe. So I think I was 4 or 5 questions short. It was an interesting experience. Without breaking NDA, I will talk about my experience and kind of my approach going forward and how it impacted me at the event and how I might do things differently in the future. But all in all, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about, again, breakout sessions. I'm going to talk about WISP, which was the walk-in self-paced labs, one of the surprising highlights for me at the event. And I'm going to review, as a matter of fact, there was, just to give you sort of a glimpse, those labs included kind of snippets of what the real lab is going to be like in all its component sections. So that was great. Again, I talked about devnet. There was a huge emphasis on devnet. Night Move says, when I took the written the boson exam, it was pretty accurate for predicting my actual score. I heard boson gets old exam for Cisco to make the material with. That very well could be true. I do know, and then this again is not from official sources. This is just, I had a lot of conversations with people who were internal to Cisco and involved in the process, and others who have just been around a long time. And one of the persons who contributes to the boson, was actually part of, I think they call it an advisory council. I'm not sure. But yes, the boson folks are very integrated with the process of the CCIE routing and switching written exam. So I will say that my experience was I took the last boson exam I took was a custom exam, and it was all 500 questions. I did it in about 3 hours, and I got a 97% correct score. That did not prepare me for what I encountered in the actual exam this time, to be honest. That may change the next time I take the exam. A lot of what is the material that is emphasized in the boson material may be covered in that exam, but in this particular one, I knew in the first 10 minutes I was in trouble, to be honest. And it was tough. It was hard. And it kind of knocked me off kilter for a couple of days. It could be very true. I will say for the CCNP material, it was right on point. But in the boson, I have the latest boson for the CCI routing and switching written, and it covers in tremendous detail the current blueprint topics. Like, they've kept it up to date. Evolving technologies, the multicast stuff that's on there, IPv6. It's all in there in the boson, and it just could be luck. I'm not sure. Obviously, there's some areas that I'm going to need to study, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth. So we're going to talk about some VIRL updates. The World of Solutions Center was amazing, and I'm going to talk about what that was and what kind of time I spent there. It's funny because I'll review this as well. I planned out my week a certain way, how much time I allocated to different parts of Cisco Live. At first, it's very overwhelming, but those time allocations changed pretty drastically within on the first day, based on what I encountered. So I'll share that with you too, of course, and this will be available to people who, if you start going next year and you want to look at this series again before you go, hopefully it will help you as a first timer, and that's kind of the perspective I want to be able to offer here. The keynotes, talk about that. Facilities and operations itself, kind of how the mechanics of how Cisco Live works, some of the apps they have, which were great and extremely helpful. And there were some really delightful surprises there that I encountered along the way. Customer appreciation event, we'll talk a whole lot about that, but the meetups, and again, this again is the most critical. And when I do a wrap up at the end of the series, I'll talk about this some more. But there were some sort of unofficial meetups of different groups like Network Collective that were amazing. I arranged some individual meetups, and it was great. It was awesome. We had a LAN Tamers meetup Tuesday night, and it was gold. Social media coverage, Cisco floored me at their ability to cover things in social media and promote social media. You can never fault Cisco for their marketing efforts, at least for events like this. I mean, the marketing was, many lessons learned. And it was excellent. We'll talk about that some. I'm going to actually put this towards the end. Attendance options. So I learned some things about this. There were some changes, of course, this year. Some people were a little bit upset about that. It was somewhat of a drastic change, but we'll talk about options of attendance and how much the cost is and what some of your options may be if your employer does not sponsor you to go. There are other options, and there's, of course, this year was the Imagine Pass. I had lengthy discussions with people who were there on the Imagine Pass, and they kind of weighed in on the benefits and whether it was worth it or not. So I'm going to talk about that. And there was a lot of swag, folks. You may have seen on Instagram or on Twitter. I posted not all the stuff I got, but I posted some of the stuff, and there was some really cool stuff. And I'm going to give some of it away. I got a bag down here of just this is a backpack that we're going to give away, but there's stuff in the backpack. So we're going to do some giveaways too at the end of the series, which I can't tell you when that will be. It may go 10 days, it may go 30 days, but it is a limited series again. We're going to still be doing our normal vlogging. That's why I have XX days to go, because at its core, this is a certification journey vlog. And obviously, having failed the written, I have to continue studying and plan my next written exam. By tomorrow, there may be a date there. Or I should say Monday. By Monday, I plan to have a new date, exam date. So, yeah, at its core, that is going to go on for as long as I'm working on certifications and thereafter. But yeah, and then we'll do sort of a wrap-up, a summary sort of vlog. And these may be in duration, maybe between, like my normal vlogs tend to go between, they can be 10 minutes, they could be 30 minutes or longer. But we'll do one every day, and I'll announce them on Twitter and, of course, in the Discord channel. And if you're not subscribed to this Discord, let me tell you, this Discord just started out like most streamers have a Discord channel, and it was just to sort of complement the Twitch stream. But of course, it's turned into a lot more than that. I feel like we've got sort of study groups and camaraderie, and that was borne out by us being able to meet at our meetup, and we tended to hang out a lot together, and we knew, I got there and I knew people there, right? Even though I'd only ever met online, we were able to meet each other, and I have some great new friendships now, thanks to this Discord channel. So join us there if you want to hang out with us. Hey, we got a new sub. Thank you, Yogesh Verna. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for the support. That is, it makes me smile. I really appreciate it. So thanks so much for your sub. Appreciate that. Let's get some hype, in the chat. Well, I don't have emotes yet. I'm very sorry about that. I will be. I've got some emotes coming now that Cisco Live and the whirlwind of that is somewhat subsided. I'll be able to take better care of the subscribers. But thanks so much for that support. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to be the new series, and it's of course started today. This is of course sort of what I call the introduction. And tomorrow, I think I'm going to talk in some detail about the exam environment. It was it was an interesting experience, just because of the scale of people taking exams. And I'm also going to talk about today. I could talk about the written exam fail somewhat. I'll probably do a specific blog on that as well. But I will just say in conclusion that it did not go as planned. I felt pretty confident going in with, of course, hesitation, nervousness. I went at 12:30 noon on Sunday. I was actually right there with the first batch of people. And guys, we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but there was a lot of people taking exams. It was kind of daunting to see it, but I did fail. And so what I plan to do is, one thing pending coming up is the fact that the Evolving Technologies portion of the exam is going to change. Do I say that right? Nathiro, I'm not sure, but yeah, man, so great to have you here. Thank you for the follow, Nethro. I appreciate it. Always appreciate the follows and the support, guys and gals. Net Hero, okay, I should have put that together. I love it. Great handle there. Yeah, good to have you, Net Hero. Yeah, we're just talking about the written fail, the CCI routing and switching written fail. My plans are, I don't have a lot of time, guys. Going kind of back to how this all began, I was planning to complete the entire I&E lab workbook before I attempted the written. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, Net Hero. We're definitely gonna do so. I will say the first couple days my head was down a little bit. That's why I did not vlog the first, I think, 2 days, because I was just sort of trying to recover from that. And there were a lot of guys from the Land Tamers Discord there who were encouraging me. And one of my mentors, who I'm going to talk about, Tom Ammon, was there. And he reached out to me and just boosted me. So, and shared his experiences going through some failures. So that was very, very encouraging. But yeah, I'm ready to go. I lost the battle, not the war. So we're going to keep on going. And my plans going forward are, Evolving Technologies is going to go, I think they're versioning it now. It might be 1.0 now. It's going to go to 1.1 or 1.2. I'm not sure. Let's look that up, because that's going to impact my schedule for the retake. I think you have to wait at least 7 days or something like that. But Cisco Evolving Technologies revision. This came out on Cisco Learning Network, I believe. And this was in the last... So this is a generic... Okay, 1.1. Okay, on August 30th. Recommended for candidates scheduled to take any expert level on August 30th, 2018 and beyond. So I guess I could say my date is definitely August 29th. But I want to allow probably for 2 retakes, if needed, before August 29th. So the clock is already ticking, guys. That's why I wanted to, even though I'm still kind of recuperating, there's a lot of walking, there's a lot of talking. There was long days and social activities in the evening, so I'm still kind of catching up on sleep. But I can't wait too long, because this change is happening August 30th. So that's just one sort of small wrench to put in my plans for passing the written. So what I want to do is likely schedule, if you think about August 30th, so that means I have the rest of June, July, and August, essentially 3 months. That should be fine, guys. I will probably take then I'll probably go ahead and schedule the first or second week in July to do my first retake. And I made a lot of notes. I made a ton of notes afterwards. So what I did is right after I left the exam, and actually I knew, is this your first IE? Yes, I'm working on my first IE. I have the NP currently, routing and switching. Well, I'll take that back. I let that expire in January because I was so focused on the IE, and I'm right in the middle of my schedule and my this project. I didn't even want to take time out to go do a T-shoot, retake the T-shoot just to recertify. I'm hell-bent on getting this IE certification, so I let that go. But yes, this is my first IE Net Hero. And yeah, so I'll probably take it first or second week in July, do the retake. I'm going to take all my notes, because I sat down right after the exam. I went out into a hallway. Well, I've tried to find as quiet space as I could, which was hard to do at Cisco Live. But I just started writing out all the things that I think that I missed, or that areas that I need to beef up on. And I took a bunch of notes. I will say there were, and these may have been experimental questions, which they do put in the exam. They tell you in the beginning that this question is experimental. It doesn't count towards your score, because honestly, there was like one acronym that I saw, a protocol or technology or whatever, that I have never seen before in any of my studies. And, I didn't skip it. I made a guess, but when I sat down to write down my notes and write down what I missed, I couldn't even remember it. It was that esoteric, and I've seen a lot of acronyms. I don't just read about routing and switching. I read, I keep up with social media, with networking in general, and I'd never seen it. But anyway, that may have been an experimental question. You got to write that off and keep on going. But that's my plan going forward, guys. So what I'll do probably Monday is go ahead and select a date. I'll probably take a day or two off. I still have some PTO. Take a day or two off before, and I'm gonna plan out going forward what my approach is to, again, pass the written. I had planned to schedule a vacation. That's going to be on hold. So unfortunately, we're going to do like a little family trip. We had not scheduled. It was going to be, in Florida somewhere. We had scheduled to plan that out, but that's going to be a little delayed. I want to keep my focus and go ahead and get this thing knocked out. Many of you may follow Show IP Interface Brief. Tony E., he did pass. I'm so happy he passed. He got an 804, which is a passing grade. A perfect score, as he calls it on his vlog. So I'm so happy for him. But that's kind of another reason is Tony and I have plans as far as, labbing together, and I can't get too far behind. So that's going to help push me too to get caught up. And of course, he this was not his first attempt, but so yeah, I got to get caught up with him so we can sort of stay together on labbing. And that is my plan going forward. So hope you'll share with me this limited series. Again, my stream schedule is generally Monday through Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I generally stream on Sundays as well. The time varies. I try to do noon. However, tomorrow we have a Father's Day sort of event going on. So it may be earlier, it may be later, but I'll definitely get in a stream, and we'll do our first part, which is the exam environment at Cisco Live. And, follow along. I will also upload these on YouTube. So the series, I'll make a playlist. It'll be available on YouTube. And just a couple of meat chunks today, guys. One is, of course, what I already mentioned. The Cisco Live dates have been announced for 2019 in San Diego. And then this is a cool poster that I saw, I think just downloads, but I'm sure you know where you are. I enjoyed reviewing it today because it seems like I lose track of the ever-growing number of certification tracks that there actually are. So I knew about cyber ops already. I really knew about all these, but industrial, of course, I think I knew about that one. But this is a cool little poster. Some people were talking about printing it out and making some games. Do you post these notes somewhere? I do, Net Hero. Thank you for asking. Actually, I have a Google Drive share, and I'll show you that. So that's shared with the public, and what I do is I write these out. And there's an agendas folder. So this is really all the links that have ever been on, for the most part. They're shared, streaming agendas, and this is all of them by date. So yeah, the links are in there, and what I do is on YouTube, I will actually put it in the description in the video, and I will also put it in the video here on Twitch. I don't know. I probably should start doing that on Twitch at the beginning of the stream, posting it there. Matter of fact, let me do that now. Just make it easier for you guys. I should do that, huh? Yeah, so there's the links. But yeah, those are the meat chunks. I have a lot more links. I have a lot more material to share that I got from Cisco Live. I've got a lot of people that would be great to follow if you're not following them yet on social media. I'm going to be sharing those as the days goes on. I'm still going through it all. Like I use Apple Notes, the Apple Notes app on, on the Mac and on my phone. That's where I took any notes during Cisco Live. So I'm still like going through those, parsing them out, and either pasting them in the Discord. I've pasted some of these links in Discord, but I will also be pasting them here as I talk about them on stream. So thanks again, folks, so much for your support. I hope you're having a great Saturday. Hope your study plans are going great, or if you're just relaxing from a long week, or spending time with family, or if you're going to do some studying, hey, that's great, man. Great, folks. Go for it. Keep the routine going. Lab every day, as I say, or study every day. And thanks so much for stopping by here at the Land Tamer stream. Hey, folks, I'll see you tomorrow back here to continue our series on Cisco Live First-timer reviews. All right, folks, have a great rest of your day.